What is up, crazy fam? Guys, listen up. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at a beautiful stasis build. Yes, you heard me right. We're gonna be freezing everyone left and right. Shout out to Genesis, aka Sub-Zero, aka Gen Zero, because he's the master of Stasis Warlock. Let's not waste time, hop right into it, okay? Let's take a look at this beast right here. We're gonna be focusing on different ways of freezing enemies. Now, as you guys can see, we're obviously running Osmiomancy gloves. The reason for that is pretty simple. Your cold snap grenades have an additional charge, we charge faster on impact, and have increased secret travel distance. Especially in a meta, ladies and gentlemen, where you have Arc Titans all over the place, you have Antaeus Titans all over the place. This build, yeah, counters them pretty heavily and also makes them pretty mad. Now, you guys know I absolutely love Cryo. In my humble opinion, one of the most underrated weapons in the game. Its archetype is very powerful, the range is good, the TTK is great, and on top of that, we have the beautiful freezing shot. As soon as you get a shot, you can hold your reload button, and now your next shot is gonna freeze your enemies. And when we combine all of this with the aspects and the fragments that we're rocking, you will very quickly see why this build is S tier. Let's take a look at the aspects first. We're gonna run Frost Pulse. Casting your Rift generates a shockwave that freezes nearby combatants. And by the way, the radius of this thing is just unbelievable. You can clearly see how a lot of people get caught off guard. They think they're safe, but no, they're not. You just freeze them and absolutely destroy them. And on top of that, we have Ice Flare Bolts. And this is very important. Shattering a frozen target spawns Seekers that track and freeze other nearby targets. Now, this will give you the ability, guys, to destroy teams. I'm talking 2, 3, 4 people easily. Now, let's go back there and take a look at the fragments. We're going to be rocking Whisper of Fissures, Whisper of Rending. The next one is Whisper of Chains and Whisper of Torment. Now, this is one of the most important ones. Primary ammo weapons do increase damage to stasis crystals and frozen targets. Let's take a closer look at mods, everything you guys need to know about this build. Pause this whenever you so wish to get a better idea of what's happening here, and we're just gonna focus on making Cryo as deadly as possible. For the heavy weapon, you guys see that I'm using a machine gun, but if you think that there's some better options, go ahead and do that. Now, for the energy slot, there's a few options that we're gonna take a look at. If you want to run fusions, you're gonna be running Plug 1, but we also have the Spiral Pulse Rifle, one of the best pulse rifles in the game, extremely easy to burst kills, and overall a monster of a weapon. And it works really well with Cryo because obviously Cryo is phenomenal for close range. As soon as you get that freeze bullet, you can play very aggressive, and then you can have Spiral for long ranges. However, if you do want to play completely aggressive, just throw that grenade and only think about pushing, I would advise you use a fusion rifle instead, or a shotgun. I'm not a big shotgun fan. That's why I'm rocking a fusion rifle in this slot. And once again, let's be honest here, fusions are so broken. They're very easy to use, very powerful, crazy amounts of range, and overall just an easy pick if you want to dominate in the Crucible. For the stats, we're going to be rocking Max Recovery, Max Discipline, Tier 8 Super. And by the way, how underrated is this super? I don't think a lot of people even understand how to use this super correctly, and I will give you a really interesting tip that I also learned from Genesis here in a second as we hop into the private matches. Now, I wanted to showcase a few things that you need to know on this character to play it really effectively. When I see some Warlocks playing this against me in Trials of Osiris, most of them just don't know how to play it, and it's very simple to counter. But if you do know how to use this class, it can be exceptionally strong. And as I said, it's even better in this current meta. Now, let me explain why. We're in a meta where Titans are very aggressive. And what do Titans use? Most of the Titans use sliding exotics, right? Just to name a few would be Antaeus, Peacekeepers. What that means is they're staying on the ground. They're not jumping around a lot. And what that means is we get easy freezes. So if you can anticipate their movement, it can be really easy to freeze them and then absolutely destroy them. Take a look at the radius of the rift, because that's where we're going to start. Look at that. Look at that radius. That is really big. That explosion is insane. So if you play it smart, let's say you're in a gunfight. So once again, we're in a fight. We're losing. We get out. Give it a second. Look at the radar. As soon as you're anticipating and you're hearing that they're rushing in, boom. you're dropping it. As you guys can see, it pretty much went right all the way here. So that would have been an easy freeze if somebody's either sliding in, running in, shoulder charging in, whatever it is, you are going to freeze them. On top of that, do not forget that we have the grenades, which gives us the ability to A, play very aggressive, or B, play very defensive. No matter how you look at these grenades, they provide any kind of play style that you enjoy. Let's say somebody's over there. What you want to do is obviously throw and boom, follow the grenade. This has absolutely insane tracking, so it's going to make your life much easier. And the crazy thing is, even if it doesn't get the freeze, they get uncomfortable, right? If there's an enemy player right over here and you throw that grenade and they see it, obviously they have to move to get away from it. So A, they're going to turn around and run, which in that case, they will still probably get frozen if they don't do it really fast. Or B, they have to jump, which makes it much harder to land those shots. And in most cases, even if they're jumping next to a wall, right? Any kind of wall, by the way, if it's that one, this one, doesn't matter. They will get frozen. That's what a lot of people don't know. Instead of jumping next to a wall, you want to be hopping around somewhere where there's nothing close to you, because the grenade tends to go up the wall to get to you easier. In any case, you're going to make your enemy's life much more uncomfortable, which will create that opening for you to get an easy kill. This next tip right here, I learned from Genesis. So once again, shout out to my boy. So what he does is he throws the grenade before he pops the super. If you know there's people around the corners, throw the grenade, pop, boom, shatter, easy kill. And don't forget that you can pretty much do the same while you're in your super. You can just keep throwing your grenades. So that combo is very strong and it's very smart. On top of that, do not be afraid to pop the super, even if the enemy team has the Arc Titan missile supers, okay? Because you can counter it. So for example, we pop it, you see a missile flying at you, you literally just freeze them. That's all you got to do, and then shatter. This is one of the most fun and unique supers in the game. Now let's talk about cryo, because this gun is also in the underrated club. Let's say we get into a 1v1, you manage to get a kill. After that, guys, you want to slow down the game. You get your reload going, and now you're paying attention to your radar, trying to separate the other two people. Let's say if there's two of them alive, and if not, and if it's only one person, take your time with the shot. Remember, you do not have to rush. As long as you land that freeze shot, you win. You're going to destroy him. So there's no reason for you to rush and make a silly mistake. If I have the freeze bullet, and if I know that somebody's around that corner, there's so many things that you can do with this build. Obviously, first one would be throw your grenade and follow up with your freezing shot. In case the grenade freeze misses the target, you have the bullet. There's a lot of things with this build that you need to kind of master in terms of timing. Even the melee, right? Even though it doesn't have crazy amounts of range, it can be very strong. But once again, it comes down to timing and mastering this overall setup. Let's take a look how many sources of freezing we have on this subclass. We have the Rift, we have the grenades, which by the way, recharge really fast. We have the melee, we have the super, we have cryo. It's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I really was excited to share this build with every single one of you guys. I truly believe that this is one of the top tier builds in the game, and it's just underused and it's very, very underrated. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to slap the like button, subscribe to the channel. As always, ladies and gents, never forget to share that positive energy all around. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. I mean, we literally have the best community of all time. Oh! Oh, we got no scope.